Close your eyes for a moment. Can you still hear the echoes of childhood adventure? The rushing waves against the Oregon coast, the sound of bicycles racing toward destiny, and the promise of hidden treasure? It was 1985 when the Goonies burst into theaters and into our hearts. It was more than a film. It was a feeling, friendship, courage, and wonder, all wrapped in laughter and danger. For many of us, it wasn't just a movie. It was a doorway to yesterday. But 40 years have passed. Time changed those young faces we knew so well. Some stories took beautiful turns. Others were touched by heartbreak. Tonight, we revisit the Goonies cast. Then and now, 2025. Some triumphs will warm your heart, and a few endings may bring a tear. Sean Astin. He was the brave heart of the Goonies, the boy who believed treasures were real, and that adventure began with hope. Sean Patrick Astin was born on February 25, 1971, in Santa Monica, California. He was just 13 years old when he led the hunt for One-Eyed Willie's treasure. His sincerity made Mikey unforgettable. His gentle courage spoke to every child who ever dreamed of being a hero. But Sean Astin didn't fade after childhood. He rose again to worldwide acclaim as Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, a role of loyalty and heart, fitting for the boy we first met in the Goonies. He continued to shine in Rudy, Stranger Things, 24, and dozens of films and series. As of 2025, he is 54, still acting, still humble, and still beloved. Behind the camera, he also directs and supports children's literacy programs. He never lost that spark of kindness, and perhaps that is his true legacy. Mikey grew up, but his heart never left the adventure. Josh Brolin. He was the protective older brother, the reluctant adventurer with strength and soul. Joshua James Brolin was born on February 12, 1968, in Santa Monica. He was 17 in the Goonies, making his film debut. No one knew then that he would become one of Hollywood's most powerful dramatic actors. His journey wasn't simple. He faced personal struggles and a difficult path through the industry. But perseverance turned him into a star. His defining performances came in No Country for Old Men, Sicario, and as the unforgettable Thanos in Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame. Nominated for an Academy Award, he earned admiration for his fearless emotional depth. In 2025, at 57, he continues acting and lives a quieter life with his family. Time carved wisdom into his face, but the soul of Brand still glows behind his eyes. Corey Feldman. He was the fast-talking mischief maker, the comedian of chaos, with a smile full of secrets. Corey Scott Feldman was born on July 16, 1971, in Los Angeles. Just 13 years old in the Goonies, he was already a rising star. He went on to define 80s cinema with roles in Stand By Me, The Lost Boys, and Gremlins. But behind the laughter was pain. Corey endured a troubled childhood in Hollywood. Fame came early, but so did darkness. He survived addiction, exploitation, and loneliness. Yet he never stopped fighting. Today, at 54, he tours as a musician and advocates for child actors' safety. He may be one of Hollywood's most complex survivors, but he remains resilient. The world tried to break him, but mouth still speaks. Ke Huy Quan. He was the inventor, the dreamer, the boy whose gadgets saved the day. Ke Huy Quan was born on August 20, 1971, in Saigon, Vietnam. He was just 13 when he brought Data to life. Clever, fearless, and full of heart. Before the Goonies, he charmed the world as Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But fate took an unexpected turn. Opportunities faded for Asian American actors, and Kay stepped behind the camera, working as a stunt choreographer for years. Then came his miracle. In 2022, he returned to acting in Everything Everywhere All at Once, a role that earned him an Academy Award. He wept as he said, Dreams never die. In 2025, at 54, he continues to inspire millions with his humility and hope. Some stars shine brightest after the longest night. Martha Plimpton. She was strong, sharp, and unafraid to speak her mind. Martha Campbell Plimpton was born on November 16, 1970, in New York City. She was 14 in the Goonies, bringing authenticity and quiet charisma to Steph. A natural performer, she later appeared in Parenthood, Raising Hope, and powerful stage productions across Broadway. Her voice is fearless. She became an advocate for women's rights and social justice, admired for her intelligence and conviction. In 2025, she is 54, still performing and using her voice for change. Steph taught us that loyalty has attitude and a little heart beneath the armor. Carrie Green. She was the cheerleader who surprised everyone. Brave, sweet, and full of grace. Carrie Ann Green was born on January 14, 1967, in Fort Lee, New Jersey. At 18, she brought Andy's warmth to the Goonies. She starred in Lucas and Summer Rental, earning admiration for her natural sincerity. But Carrie chose a different path than most. She stepped away from Hollywood to focus on family and education. Later, she co-founded a production company and directed independent projects. Today, at 58, she lives a private life, content, peaceful, and far from the spotlight. Some stars don't burn out. They simply choose a quieter sky. Jeff Cohen. He made us laugh with every scene. The lovable, unforgettable Chunk. Jeffrey Burton Cohen was born on June 25, 1974, in Los Angeles. He was only 10 when he delivered the iconic Truffle Shuffle. But behind the comedy was a gifted mind. Jeff realized Hollywood offered few roles for him, so he walked away and reinvented himself. He studied law and became one of the entertainment industry's most successful lawyers. He even negotiated Ke Huy Quan's comeback contract. Friendship lasting decades. As of 2025, at 51, he remains a respected figure in entertainment law. He didn't stay in front of the camera, but he never really left the adventure. John Matusak. He was the gentle giant, the monster with a heart of gold. John Daniel Matusak was born on October 25, 1950, in Milwaukee. A former NFL star, he turned to acting in the early 80s. At 34, he played Sloth, the disfigured but kind soul who became a hero. Under heavy prosthetics, his heart reached every viewer. But John struggled off-screen. Fame could not heal old battles, with pain, addiction, and loneliness. On June 17, 1989, he passed away at just 38 years old. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. His role as Sloth remains a symbol of kindness and courage. He showed us that love lives beyond appearances. Anne Ramsey. She terrified us and amused us with every line. Anne Ramsey was born on March 27, 1929, in Omaha, Nebraska. She was 56 when she portrayed the ruthless Mama Fratelli. But behind that unforgettable scowl was a dedicated actress of stage and screen. She earned acclaim for her role in Throw Mama from the Train, even receiving an Oscar nomination in 1987. But illness shadowed her later years. She battled throat cancer with remarkable strength. Anne passed away on August 11, 1988, at 59. Her characters were fierce, but her legacy is tenderly remembered. She gave everything to her craft, and it still echoes through time. Joe Pantoliano. He was the wild-eyed villain, dangerous and darkly funny. Joseph Peter Pantoliano was born on September 12, 1951, in New Jersey. At 33, he brought Francis Fratelli to life with wicked charm. His career soared. He starred in The Matrix, Memento, Bad Boys, The Fugitive, and The Sopranos. In 2003, he won an Emmy Award. But Joey Pants, as fans lovingly call him, has also been open about his struggles with depression. He turned his journey into advocacy, speaking openly about mental health. In 2025, he is 73, still acting, still fighting the good fight. He showed us that even villains have real hearts behind the scenes. Robert Davey. He was the singing gangster, the brother with a voice and a temper. Robert John Davey was born on June 26, 1951, in New York. He was 34 in the Goonies. He later became a memorable Bond villain in License to Kill and appeared in Die Hard and Profiler. But Robert's career took a unique turn. He pursued his lifelong passion, music. With his rich baritone voice, he released acclaimed jazz albums and toured internationally. In 2025, at 74, he continues to perform. He reminds us that life is never a single act. There's always another song to sing. Time has carried these actors far from the tunnels beneath Astoria. Yet somehow their story still belongs to us. The Goonies wasn't just a film. It was family, bound not by blood, but by belief. Belief in wonder, belief in childhood, belief that friendship is life's greatest treasure. Some of them are gone. Some are still shining. But every one of them gave us a piece of magic that time cannot steal. Which cast member touched your heart the most? Share your memory below. And join us again as we revisit another cherished story. Because the adventure never truly ends, Goonies never say die.